former FBI agent Stuart Kaplan. Are you as frustrated as I am, Stuart?
I am, Jesse, and I think what you're seeing played out is the cascading impact of early mistakes that are now amplified 72 hours later. You know, Jesse, when the shooting stopped and law enforcement arrived on scene, the first thing is obviously to try to figure out who they're looking for, locate, identify, and apprehend or neutralize that person, at the same time trying to triage and give life-saving measures to those that are still alive. It's funny, I guess it's not funny, but it's concerning that did the campus police not segregate or retain those witnesses or keep them isolated? What happened to the eyewitnesses in that classroom? Were they, hunkered down? Were they separated? Were all of the things that should be done to maintain the integrity of a crime scene? And are we seeing those early missteps or why we are here now, 3 days or almost 72 hours later, with no further along than we were on Saturday at 4 o'clock when the shooting unfolded?
Well, I think we know the answer to that question, and the answer is no, because Brown University just put out on social media, if you were in that classroom, if you were an eyewitness, please come forward and talk to us. And so you could answer. So obviously these people were not quarantined and they have no idea who the witnesses were and where they are now. When the police chief comes out and doesn't say anything and changes the story and the mayor says he's tired, I mean, that just drives me crazy. Who are these people running this investigation?
Well, to that point, Jesse, when I see political figures basically taking control and dictating the narrative and almost stifling or suppressing the police chief from giving additional information, and you saw your soundbite where the mayor kind of put his hand on the shoulder of the police chief and kind of told him to stand down, that is very telling to me that I think that politics or the image or the maintaining of the image of Brown University is front and center. This university has a lot to lose. In fact, it has everything on the line right now. And I think that you see these city elected officials trying to preserve and protect the university's image and reputation when you have the president of the university can't even tell you what the class was or how many students were there or what they were actually doing. That's not credible to me, Jesse. Of course that woman knew exactly how many kids were in that class, what the class was designed for, what kind of class it was. Look, I know most of the kids in that class were freshmen or sophomores. They were taking some sort of engineering class. I can tell you that the shooter stepped in from the top, walking down into a lector. I mean, I have more information than the president. I mean, that's just impossible. And so when you lose your credibility, and quite frankly, the reputation of any law enforcement agency is quickly eroded, and we can't no longer trust what's coming out of their mouths. The other unfortunate thing, Jesse, quite frankly, is this person of interest that they kept for 24 hours. All of those potential leads are now maybe forever lost because people left Brown, maybe they went home, maybe they were on Christmas break. We don't know where those people are. Maybe they now, are no longer interested in providing, credible information. There's a lot of blunder here, and that's what you're seeing played out.
You're exactly right. I think it stems from protecting the university above everything else. Stuart, great to see you. Thank you. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.